Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Burning Truth.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Burning Truth. My colleague's trying to prompt me and I don't need no prompts. I am a man who does not need a cue. Don't need a prompt. I
You
am
need a cue.
the man.
You do need a cue for your pool games. And no, you're not doing it right, goddammit! It is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goff.
And across from me is the sneezy, my Chubans!
You've been waiting for this all week, haven't you?
Because one of us is ill, and it isn't me.
One of us isn't ill. Just the other one's got a bit of the sniffles.
One of us is suffering from pussyitis.
Yeah, Nathan. Care to explain?
Sorry, are you still speaking?
Yeah, I was.
Fucking you carry on unrolling your tissue. And blow that nose before it runs away. Come on, Rudolph. It's a bit early to be pulling that sleigh.
Pulling the sleigh. Really?
Vince McMahon, you give me 7 male rangers and that'll make them look fucking gay. I found you one of the male rangers, Vince. I found you one of them. I found you, Rudolph.
No.
He sits opposite me.
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
C.
Dos?
No, that's true.
Damn. Nazi.
We aren't getting involved in what that word means.
What?
We aren't getting involved in what that word means.
Fair enough.
It doesn't matter. Come on. I've won this game, so let's move on. You know, no one cares about you trying to learn Spanish.
I'm not even trying to learn Spanish.
Al Cuno.
That one I know. Carry on.
So what a week. Professional wrestling's had. James Ellsworth has got the sack.
Bye.
Paige is backstage at Raw. Hi! And SmackDown's gone under siege.
And supposedly Paige has also got some heat on her.
Already?
Supposedly.
How?
How? Why?
Who?
Who?
So what's the heat?
Supposedly heat because there was an original rumour that she was meant to be coming back in straight into the Survivor Series angle.
Right.
Which might be a possible reason why Bayley won it instead.
But what's wrong with her coming back into the...
However, I don't see a problem with her not being in there, having Bayley winning it. Because that means...
I have a problem with Bayley.
I don't have a problem with
Well,
Bayley.
I do.
You know why I don't have a problem with it?
Why?
It means there's an opening on SmackDown.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
Do you want to know who the 5th member of Team SmackDown is?
Go on.
Because someone obviously hasn't done their up-to-date homework.
I have.
You have?
Yes.
So how many members of Team SmackDown have been announced?
4.
5.
4.
5.
4.
5.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Today.
I've been busy.
Natalia is the 5th member of Team SmackDown.
Really? Ugh. They could have done something there.
Someone isn't prepared.
And what was the whole deal of having them announce?
And you call yourself a wrestler. And a fan.
Really? I was busy.
Pardon me?
Savage, beast, thug, pig. As most people would say.
That's what happens when you're tanked up on coke all day.
No. That's
and
what
the
I said.
drink, not the drug.
Thank God you said that. Thank God you said that. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh God. I was like, please don't come come knocking, breaking down doors.
But no. So Natalia's the 5th member of Team SmackDown.
Right.
In all fairness, it would have made more sense for Paige be the 5th member of Team Raw.
Yeah.
With the angle they were going for with Alicia Fox.
Yes. It would have worked.
But they could still eliminate Bayley at the 11th hour and put Paige in.
You want Paige on Raw?
What?
You want Paige on Raw?
Well, she's backstage at Raw. She wasn't backstage at SmackDown, was she? You know.
I don't want her on Raw.
Don't you?
No.
Do you think the WWE wants her on SmackDown?
I think they should. What? I think they should.
Okay. I think they're trying to separate the situation.
Yes, I know what you're on about. But I think she would.
That would not be good for fan interaction.
So basically, because of some past history,
It hasn't been addressed yet. So when
it's never gonna get addressed.
So when Edge, Lita and Matt Hardy had their thing, they tried to separate the issue.
Yeah?
It didn't separate the issue because Matt Hardy made it an issue. So I think they've tried to learn from past interactions and gone, we now have 2 brands.
Separate. Problem is, as she goes on Raw, what are they going to give her?
Her and Asuka would be a great program.
No. She's either going to get fed to Asuka and give the Emma treatment. What?
Her and Asuka, great program.
It would be a great program,
Because
but
she can work the strong style.
yeah, she can. But the problem is, I have with it. What happens after?
Faces Sasha Banks.
No.
Bayley. Nia Jax.
No. Oh no! But
Mickey James. Could you imagine Paige versus Mickey James?
Yeah,
There's a
interested?
good series of a 18-month run of feuds that Paige could have on.
Yes, potentially. Problem is,
If you bring her back on SmackDown, she's got to come back as a face,
yes,
which is not a strong point.
I know exactly what you're saying. I agree with you, but the problem I have with it is if she comes back, she's going to be a face anyway, right?
You can quickly change that though.
On Raw, unless your name is Nia Jax.
Nia Jax is getting de-pushed.
Alright then, unless your name is Sasha Banks. You're the current champ. Or, maybe not Asuka, you're not on the scene.
To come back from what Paige has done shows she has drawing power.
Yeah, she
Because
does.
she has a very unique fan base.
Yes, she does. The problem is, the way they've set it up, I feel as though Raw don't have as... They haven't treated the women's side as good as the SmackDown, where SmackDown's got more variety, where everybody looks...
SmackDown's got more variety, but the roster doesn't look as strong. So you look at this Survivor Series matchup now, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown.
Yeah.
Who looks like they've got the stronger side?
Would you care to name them?
So Team SmackDown, you've got Kamala.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
You haven't got Lana. Who's Lana managing at the moment?
Tamina.
No, because Tamina was on Raw.
Oh no, my mistake. No, Tamina isn't on Raw.
She came in with Raw. She came in with, I think, Alexa Bliss. On the Under Siege.
No,
Well, she wasn't attacked.
that was Nia Jax.
Was it Nia Jax?
Yeah.
Alright.
She SmackDown.
So, you might have Tamina. You got Charlotte, haven't you? But she's on the thingy. So, you got Natalia,
Yeah.
Becky Lynch. So, Lana must be on there.
Possibly.
Oh, no, sorry, you got Naomi. Naomi, Tamina, Natalia, Becky Lynch.
Yeah. And who have they got on Raw?
Sasha Banks, Bayley, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox and Asuka.
The weirdest thing about it,
is Team Raw stacked.
Weirdest thing about it, who the team leader is.
Yeah, I think that's to counteract Kamala, though, innit? Because Kamala is not the strongest female wrestler on the roster. She doesn't look the strongest female wrestler on the roster. I do not like that onesie they've put her in. Like, there is some really bad wrestling attire out there on the scene at the moment, and that one takes the cake. Why not just stick her in like some old Trish Stratus like style gear, some shorts and a top?
Instead, it's now a onesie.
You don't need a G-string onesie.
You know what I thought was so stupid about the whole stuff? They get Ellsworth, they might have a possible angle, and what did they do? Bye.
You can tell his time was coming up. He served his purpose. His run's gone longer.
Than what it should have.
Do you know he still had a year left on his contract?
Really?
Yeah. He signed a 2-year contract last year.
Ah. So why have they just released him?
Paul, because they don't know what to do with him now that Becky Lynch has beat him.
They could have done more. They could have kept, they could have returned him face.
And then done what?
Had some intergender matches.
Right, since WWE's not really that big on them.
Was there not? True. The problem was...
Triple H already said how he doesn't really agree that women and men should be in the same ring.
Agreed. Well, I agree and disagree.
Due to... And it isn't due to capability reasons, it's due to safety.
That's fair enough. And certain situations can arise and everything, and that was not meant to be sound like a dirty pun.
No.
At all. Now, yeah, I can see why, but they could have done something with him, possibly.
He went out on his back.
Yeah.
He put Becky over. Becky came out from it. She looked alright. He's
then,
been on the European tour. He's had his arse kicked.
By the entire female division.
Yeah, and now he's on the independent scene. And as Mick Foley put it, James Ellsworth is now the hottest free agent on the independent scene.
Mm. Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance. Preview coming soon.
So what's the difference between James Ellsworth and the 1,000-Year War?
Go on.
At one point, the 1,000-Year War was over.
Are you saying Ellsworth wasn't over?
It's Mick Foley's gag.
He was over.
He substitutes either Al Snow or The Miz in for any joke.
I have a point there.
Now you can sub in James Ellsworth.
What's your comment with your Miz lately?
I hope The Miz destroys Baron Corbin.
Yeah. I hope they do that because Miz, even though he's lost, it still looks strong.
Baron Corbin should not beat The Miz.
No, he shouldn't.
I'd like the New Day to beat the Shield.
Wish what?
If New Day beats the Shield, it means Team Raw will beat Team SmackDown.
Right. Right, so you're thinking... The only way I can think of it happening is if a member of the Shield turns.
No. So, I think Team Raw will have to... For Team Raw to win tomorrow, then the New Day will have to beat the Shield.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be out, like, proper, like, it could be, like, a dirty win. Like a roll-up or something.
Rumour has it some people are suspecting that there might be a breakup.
Not this early, because they haven't had the proper
I agree.
feel-good factor yet.
I agree with that, with you.
If
on
the
that.
Shield had the match at TLC, then yeah.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I really do. It'd just be... If they do it now, too soon. But there was that rumour mill of it being that.
But no. So, it should have been TLC with Roman, and then you could have had the split up from there. But no. So, moving on to our next match, which will be, if I remember rightly, the Women's Championship versus the Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss v Charlotte. So I expect that Charlotte beats Alexa Bliss, which means that Team Raw should beat the Women's Team SmackDown.
Right. I think Charlotte will beat. Yeah, I do agree with you on that.
I was reading something the other day, like, 'cause I enjoy reading fan forums and predictions on what will happen. And one of the predictions I saw was that Raw will win every match at Survivor Series.
No.
SmackDown has to win a couple.
It has to be more of an even ground.
So the first time we had the brand splits, SmackDown ended up winning more things than Raw. That can't happen this time round.
No.
Raw is your 3-hour flagship show. It needs to win. I think there's 8 brand matches tomorrow. It needs to win 5 of them.
It does need to have the overall win because, if I'm honest with you, it's not just that. Me personally, I feel as though whenever they do this, they try to put over SmackDown a bit too much. I understand why they're doing it because it's like, oh, we'll give them the win. It feels a bit more cheap, doesn't it?
Yeah. So like my match predictions. I know we haven't done this for a while. I expect Natalya and Kota to lose, Charlotte to win. So that's 1-1. I expect the Usos to beat the Bar.
Yeah. That's a good call. However,
Um,
speaking of the Usos, did you notice anything odd?
the SmackDown's tag division is really, really odd at the moment.
No. Did you notice anything odd that happened on the latest SmackDown?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Have you not?
I've only had a chance to watch the highlights on YouTube.
I will say, it's actually part of the highlights, actually. It's quite interesting how, when they come running down to make the save...
They stopped at Rome.
Yes. And they didn't just, like, outright attack or anything. It was like... It was that... And it was clever.
It's because it's family.
Exactly, it's that unknown. That I appreciated.
But no. So, I expect the Usos to beat the Bar. I honestly think the New Day will beat the Shield. Or should beat the Shield.
You should do.
And then after, Brock Lesnar will beat AJ Styles.
There's possible 2 ways of that going. If Lesnar's winning, Mahal will cost him.
Can you see a way that AJ Styles beats Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
Go on.
The only way I can see it is actually if Mahal cost Lesnar. Because you want that match against Lesnar. But, likelihood of that is slim and none. He'll want the championship. He'll aim for AJ. So that's the only way I am 100% agree with you that Lesnar will win.
I think Owens and Zayn cost SmackDown the win.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is, what's so interesting about this year is that there's too much combustible elements in the main event of the male 5-on-5. Anybody can.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an overbooked clusterfuck, and it shouldn't be.
No, it doesn't need to be.
It will be overbooked. It's going to be complex, and it's going to be a complete clusterfuck.
Keep it simple.
Because Kane's going to eliminate Braun Strowman.
Yep.
Zayn's going to eliminate Zayn and Owens will eliminate Shane. I can see Dolph Ziggler eliminating Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yep.
And then I can see what's Kurt's son's name?
Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan eliminating Kurt Angle.
Somehow.
Or Triple H. Do you know? And this is a really confusing bit. Why is John Cena the 5th member for Team SmackDown?
Not sure why. I did find that on news because he was originally scheduled.
Triple H. This will be Triple H's first Survivor Series for quite a while. Which is actually confusing me more than anything. So you've got Triple H and then you've got John Cena on the other side. So unless there's a big match going up between the two of them later on down the line, I aren't 100% certain on what the actual plan is there. So that'll be interesting moving down. But what will happen at NXT? What do you think will happen at NXT? Are you expecting Shawn Michaels to come in and referee?
For NXT, the main event. Yes. I do think they will. Because they've been doing it on the house shows and everything, and it was actually I think it was actually advertised as it potentially.
What are you expecting out of War Games?
How do you mean?
Well,
are you about a prediction?
No, just like the actual match. So I aren't old enough to remember War Games.
Yeah.
Well, War Games was out when I was born. But I aren't old enough to remember the actual match structure of it. You've watched War Games. I've browsed through it on the network.
Yeah. War Games is a fantastic way to end a 3-group feud. Fantastic way.
Didn't it used to just be 2 teams?
No, not always. It's sometimes 3. Because if I'm not mistaken, the WCW versus NWO Black and White and NWO Wolfpack. So they've done it 3-way, and it's very interesting how the dynamic of the match is. The idea being is there's no rules, no disqualifications, and the most interesting part about War Games is it doesn't end in a pinfall.
Go on.
It ends by literally forfeit. And that forfeit only counts when the last man is entered. When the last man is entered and all members are in the team, that's when the match can only finish then. Till then, the match continues on regardless of if you've had enough. So you can be taking a savage beating, lose consciousness. If you lose consciousness early on, that could be a good thing. Basically. It means you're too out cold. They're basically saying even if you lose consciousness, you are not giving up. Which technically the match shouldn't end then.
So you say you win by forfeit.
You have to make one per member of the team
say I quit.
Literally say we forfeit, and then I think that team
eliminated.
That's it. Yeah.
So is it like a trip? So is it going to be like a one team left standing, or is it going to be the first team to say, I forfeit?
Normally, it's the first team that forfeits. That's it. One team forfeit. That's all it requires. Because
surely wouldn't it make more sense for it to be a last team standing?
I think I'm not 100% sure on the full rules myself, because as much as you said that I was actually round, I never quite caught it myself. So it's a new concept for me to watch myself. So that might surprise you, hasn't it? So it's a new concept to me. Me personally, I think it should be last team standing. And it should be that. And I think it will be barbaric. The match itself will be barbaric.
Because it's double ringed, isn't it?
Double ring, one cage, with a ceiling. However, I am expecting the WWE one to be a little bit higher than the old WCW one. Because the old WCW one, if I recall, Sid Vicious tried to do a powerbomb on Pillman and almost killed him.
Almost hit his head on the cage.
No, his feet hit the floor and then slammed him on his neck. Yeah. Lethal. Anyway, he eventually hit the second one. This time he remembered bend my knees so he doesn't so I don't clock him on the top of the cage and kill him. Yeah.
So really, it's just a Hell in a Cell.
It is, but I'm expecting to have their cage a little bit higher.
It'll be a Hell in a Cell style structure then.
Possibly, I think.
It won't be like a low 20-foot cage.
If I'm honest with you, though, I think it needs to be a little bit higher, but I don't think it needs to be Hell in a Cell high. Because if they do it too high, it takes away from the match.
Right.
Because some of the interest in War Games that I've seen is I've seen wrestlers use the ceiling with their move repertoire, which is quite interesting. However, I've also seen the two rings being used as well. Sting used to quite literally do as some might say, a tope, but the difference was he's doing like a suicide version of it, but
from one ring to the other.
Yeah, and it looks impressive. Pillman at the time was quite clever to be able to springboard from one ring's rope over into a crossbody into the other one, and it was really interesting how they did stuff like that. But the interesting thing about it is they've had some people on the WWE Network talking about it. Arn Anderson said it best with the vibe of the match. You don't win the match.
You survive.
You survive the match. And the irony of it is, one man around the ring was in the first one.
Go on.
Paul Ellering.
With the Legion of Doom.
No, himself.
Oh right.
Bet you didn't know that. He announced it on a promo recently. He was in the very first one. Even he says it is barbaric.
So who's with the Author's Pain then?
That will be Roderick Strong.
Is he with the Authors of Pain?
Yes.
Is he?
He's with the Authors of Pain, Sanity, and
the Undisputed Era.
Yeah. However, the only way I see this match ending, Undisputed Era winning it. As much as most people will say,
Sanity still take the loss.
That's what I'm expecting myself. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, they are the tag team champs. They'll take the loss, but that will set up the age-old question, the age-old match. The tag team champs lost, so to a team, which means the tag team will earn a title match.
Will they? Because it's a 3-on-3.
True, but it can change a view. It can change a view of the standings as much as 3-on-3.
It'll be an interesting concept. I'm looking forward to watching it tomorrow. I won't be watching it live because I'm enjoying my sleep.
I will be as much as I need the sleep.
But no, so that'll be an interesting one. We've got that to look forward to.
That we do. Plenty of matches on tonight. Plenty of action. We do recommend anybody who's interested in watching wrestling, check it out. We also recommend you check out the Survivor Series as well. Any more news you want to announce?
So, from that front, there hasn't actually been much breaking news this week. We're coming into our slower period, but hopefully you've noticed the website's now up and running.
That it is. we're going to be trying to get the episodes much as up to date as possible. We're getting some blogs out, slow and steady.
So over the winter, you're going to see some things like that, and then moving forward into the new year, you'll hopefully see more projects coming out.
And I agree with that. And I'd say that's about a nice time to potentially wrap up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? I definitely agree on that.
It's a shorter episode because we're waiting, obviously, for the fallout. We've got NXT happening. We've got we'll be talking about Fear and Loathing next week.
That we will,
because that's happening this week. Honestly, this is probably one of the slowest weeks we've had for quite a while, but just nice in one way because it makes us appreciate what's coming up.
We've got a busy schedule.
But next week, we'll give you the fallout from Fear and Loathing.
That we will.
Because I'll be watching Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
We'll have the War Games fallout.
We'll have the whole NXT War Games. And we'll also have the Survivor
We'll actually be able to give our views on what we think of the match. Because it'll actually be one of my
interesting first time
unique experiences. And then after we'll have Survivor Series. But hopefully we'll see the fallout from that. But no, watch the usual links. So obviously keep out for Team 4-Star.
Team 4-Star.
Changes.
Team 4-Star, who's always busting out new content.
Changes.
Which is always good for healthy minds and everything.
The UKWA.
UKWA linked with the UK Wrestle Fan Zone. Changes also has also got a radio station now. Changes Radio. Yeah. And also I'm going to be plugging the New Breed.
Yeah.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, I was listening to last night, live, at the Boxing Crew. Which the sad thing about it was it was there last night, opening. Last night they closed last night for the very last time. So there's a picture of myself, an iconic picture of me on the last night of the box. But what a night! Even come away with some nice shades too. If I'm not mistaken. Wouldn't you agree?
You look like Emma.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
It is the transformation of Matt into Matalina.
I'm Matalina to Matt.
But no, so keep an eye on that. Look out on social media. You can check us out on theburningtruth.com.
Before that, there's one more thing I want to plug again once more.
Go on.
You know what it's going to be?
Go on.
It's going to be a certain book.
Crazy Like a Fox.
Crazy Like a Fox. 20 years, 20 years after Brian Pillman. I've got to plug it. It's this amazing book. I've actually finished reading it, and I can honestly say it's amazing to read. As I've stated on a blog, there's so much backstory that's been given, and the good thing about it is when you read it, it captivates Brian's life, not just within wrestling, but also outside of wrestling and beforehand, which with the trials and tribulations he had to experience. It's unbelievable. That it's literally it takes you on a bit of a roller coaster ride journey. And when you come out at the end, it's like, wow, what a great story. What a great story. As much, and the biggest shocking thing about it is he died young.
Yeah.
35. But when you read that book, you look at it, it's like 35. You actually question it, but the biggest shocking thing about it is a lot of people, when it happened, when he did pass away, didn't believe it. And you'll need to read it to understand. Because you get some of the inside thoughts of some of his wrestling colleagues and friends and everything over the situation. It's just an amazing read, one that you will be page the next page till the book's finished.
But no, so that's that. Look out for us on our usual places.
Email, Twitter, Facebook,
the
Instagram, website, which the website link is
theburningtruth.com.
.co.uk.
Is it .co.uk?
.co.uk.
I thought we were a .com.
No, we're a .com on email.
Yeah.
It's easy to get mixed up.
Some people think I didn't buy the website. Fucking, I was one that set the domain up.
He set the domain up by asking how to run it.
Well, that's a story for when we do the catches.
Yes.
But no, I set the domain up and then Matt does all the tinkering.
Yee! Anyway, with that, thanks very much for listeners. We'll catch you next week. So as always, I hope to see you at the next broadcast, the next review, or the next interview.
Yes.
Catch you later.